Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something every single person should be doing, but most don't: budgeting. By the way, my name is Krista, a certified financial coach and expert in the field of personal finance. Whether you're just getting started or you've tried budgeting before and it just didn't stick, I've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to build a budget that actually works in 2025. And trust me, this is going to be the kind of budget that makes your life easier, not harder. Budgeting isn't about restricting or feeling deprived. It's about taking control of your money and making sure that every dollar works for you. So, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, or you just want to be more intentional about your spending, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create a budget that can actually work for you. So, let's start by talking about why budgeting is so important. I know, it might sound super boring, but budgeting is actually a game changer when it comes to taking control of your financial future. Without a budget, essentially you're flying blind with your money. You don't know where your money's going, and you might be overspending without realizing it. A budget helps you understand exactly how much you're earning, how much you're spending, and where you can make adjustments to reach your financial goals. And when you have a clear plan for your money, it becomes so much easier to save, pay down debt, and eventually build wealth. Now, let's break down the key categories that should be included in every budget. These are the areas where your money needs to go, and knowing how to allocate funds here is the foundation of any good budget. First, we have income. This is where you start. It's essential to know exactly how much money you're bringing in each month. This includes your salary, any side income, or passive income sources like investments or rental income. If your income varies month to month, it's important to look at an average over the past few months to get a more realistic figure. Next up, fixed expenses. These are the costs that don't change from month to month, like rent or mortgage payments, car payments, insurance, utilities, subscriptions, etc. These expenses are pretty predictable, so you can plan them easily into your budget. When you're just starting out, it's important to list out every fixed expense so that you know exactly how much you're committed to paying each month. Then we have variable expenses. These are the costs that can fluctuate from month to month, things like groceries, gas, entertainment, dining out, and shopping. These are the areas where you can make adjustments. If you're trying to cut back on spending, this is where you'll want to focus. And finally, savings and debt. This is where your long term financial goals come into play, whether it's building an emergency fund, saving for retirement, or paying down debt. This category is essential. You want to make sure you prioritize this category to set yourself up for financial success in the future. Okay, now we've covered the basic categories, let's get into the practical steps of building your budget. Grab your notepad or open up your favorite budgeted app because we're about to get a little hands-on. Step number one. First, you want to track all your sources of income. This could be your salary, any freelance work, or any passive income streams that you might have. If your income fluctuates, use an average to get a good idea of your monthly income. Step number two. Write down all of your fixed expenses. This includes everything that's the same each month, like your rent, your mortgage, utilities, car payments, etc. Don't forget to include subscriptions or memberships that auto-renew, like streaming services or gym memberships. Step number three. Now we move on to variable expenses. This is where it could get a little tricky because these costs can't change. Start by looking at your spending from the past few months. How much do you typically spend on groceries, dining out, and entertainment? If you're unsure, you can always track your spending for a month to get a better idea. And step number four, allocate for savings and debt repayment. Once you've figured out your fixed and variable expenses, it's time to allocate money for savings and debt repayment. A good rule of thumb is to prioritize these categories right after you cover your essentials. If you have debt, try to put extra money toward paying it off. If you don't have much to put aside for savings yet, don't worry, just start small. Even just 5% or 10% of your income can make a big difference over time. Now that you've got the basics down, let's talk about different budgeted methods you can use to manage your money effectively. One of the most popular methods is the 50-30-20 rule. This rule is simple. 50% of your income goes towards needs, 30% goes towards wants, and 20% goes towards savings and debt repayment. This is a great method if you're just getting started because it's straightforward and really easy to follow. A good book recommendation which discusses this method in depth is Elizabeth Warren's All You're Worth. Another method is zero-based budgeting. This method is a bit more detailed, but it can really help you get precise with your spending. With zero-based budgeting, every dollar you earn is assigned a job. You plan for your expenses, savings, and debt repayment, making sure that your income minus all your expenses equals zero. This method is great if you want to ensure every dollar is accounted for. And finally, there's the envelope system. This is a cash-based method where you put the money for each category into separate envelopes. Once the envelope is empty, that's it for the month. This method is effective for controlling discretionary spending like eating out or shopping. Building your budget is the first step, but sticking to it is where most people struggle. Here are a few tips to help you stay on track. Number one, review your budget regularly. Review your budget at least once a month to see if any adjustments are needed. Life changes, and your budget should reflect that. If you get a raise, for example, adjust your savings or debt repayment goals. Number two, use budgeting apps. There are tons of budgeting apps like Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar, YNAB, or You Need a Budget, or even just a simple spreadsheet to track your spending and keep you accountable. And number three, avoid lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, it's tempting to spend more, but resist the urge to upgrade your lifestyle too quickly. Instead, increase your savings or pay down debt faster. A good book recommendation to help you pay down debt and create a budget is Dave Ramsey's book called The Total Money Makeover. All right, that's it. You now have all the tools you need to build a budget that works in 2025. Remember, the key is consistency. The more you practice budgeting, the easier it will become to manage your money, save for your goals, and even enjoy your life without guilt. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more personal finance tips. I'd love to hear your budgeting strategies in the comments below. What works for you? What challenges do you face with budgeting? Let's chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.